Coastal multi-day hiking in Europe. Magical or miserable miles of shifting sand? Both. While it is amazing to see the wild Atlantic crash against the fossilized sand dunes in Portugal, or see the white cliffs in France where castles rise out of the sea, sand not only gets everywhere, like in your shoes, but it takes a lot more energy and effort to walk through sand all day. The sun is beating on you because there's usually no shade, and there's whipping winds, whether you're in the north or the south. In this video, I'm going to show you my tips and tricks and essential gear to help making hiking on the coastal treks in Europe more comfortable and help you be more confident with it. So if you like that kind of thing, go to the pinned first comment and sign up for the Crave the Planet hiking travel newsletter. In there, I share hidden destinations, insider tips, and awesome trails that are filled with both nature and culture. Part 1, why hiking in sand is different. 100% sand is unstable. As a physical therapist, I often simulate this in the clinic to help people regain balance and improve their orthopedic conditions. The sand inherently just shifts underneath you, and your vestibular system, your musculoskeletal system, doesn't exactly know what to do. So what that means is that you have an increased energy expenditure. All the little muscles and some of the big muscles, they actually have to work harder. The other thing about hiking along the coastal European routes is that the wind and the sun are extreme. While the southwest coast path is not exactly the desert, there is an incredible amount of wind that will chop your face and your skin, and also there's no shade. So even if there's a hotter place, often there's some kind of shade, whereas the coastal paths don't have shade. Another thing is that it's just new. It's new to a lot of people. Most people are walking on firm paths. Actually, most people are walking on asphalt or like brick or something. So it's just different. And finally, the sand gets in everything. So you're dealing with sand in your shoes, your socks. It somehow makes it inside your socks, in between your toes. It gets in your electronic equipment. It gets in everything. So it is different. Part 2, essential gear to be more comfortable and confident hiking in the sand. And the first thing is footwear. 100%. You got to figure that out. And that's kind of hard, especially if you're not hiking in sand all the time. When I did the Fisherman's Trail, I used low boots, and I also have used, on a separate trip, trail runners. I think that waterproof will trap heat. It will trap things inside, and you're gonna maybe, depending on the time of year, go through some water, and it doesn't help if everything gets trapped inside. The choice of whether you wear a trail runner hiking shoe or if you wear a hiking boot, that's totally up to you. And there's so many factors, and I can't even begin to explain like, oh, you should wear this or you should wear that, because that is not right. You know your feet best. Test your shoes beforehand. Never wear a new shoe on a hiking trip. Due to the fact that sand is constantly getting in your shoes or boots, a nice piece of equipment on a coastal path would be a very lightweight, non-waterproof gaiter. Something that is basically like attached to your shoe and then it goes around your ankle so that all the sand doesn't go inside. As far as clothing goes, be sure to think about the type of fibers that you bring and the windproof, waterproof kind of stuff. For the head, I would suggest to get a buff, something that like would hold your hair back if the wind gets going and to protect your ears, but you can also pull it down and make it so that it protects your face from the sand if there's some kind of crazy windstorm or something. Another piece of essential gear is poles. You can bring your own. It's hard if you are traveling on an airplane to bring poles. It's a weapon. But you can often find something like this for like 20 or 30 euros at Decathlon. And a lot of people, especially in our Facebook group, the Fisherman's Trail Road to Vicentina group, they're saying, I brought poles, I want to give them to you. Another really vital piece of equipment is hydration. You need to bring a lot of water because often these coastal paths are not next to all of the villages. In the Portugal Fisherman's Trail, there's a village every 20 kilometers, which makes it perfect for a multi-day hike. That's why I love this place so much. But I can't go 20 kilometers without bringing water in between. So make sure you bring some kind of hydration pack. One last piece of equipment I would bring is dry bags, and you can get these really cheap online or at Decathlon or something. You want to put your clothes and some, especially your electronic equipment, inside a dry bag because the sand can definitely get inside all the little joists and everything. In fact, the tripod I am using right now took me 4 months to get the sand out after I hiked on the Fisherman's Trail. And part 3, tips and tricks to hike in the sand based on my experience as a physical therapist and avid hiker and in my middle age. Plan for it to be a little harder than you think. It doesn't seem like a lot as far as distance and elevation goes on the typical treks along the Atlantic coast, maybe even the Mediterranean as well. Sand is hard. It just exhausts you. Like before what I said, you have a difference in the way the surfaces are, the heat, the wind, etc. So just plan on it being a little less aggressive than you normally think you could be. I used to think that it was a total BS to walk back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to go to the firmer sand until my brother made me because he saw I was struggling. But it's definitely worth it to walk a little extra distance to get on the firmer sand to walk. Another suggestion would be to shorten your stride. Just like many running methods suggest, don't overstride. Take shorter and more frequent steps, and therefore you will be propelling yourself more forward and not breaking yourself. It sounds weird, but more frequent steps that are shorter are actually easier. Of course, use poles. Get some trekking poles. If you can find a stick, even better because it's free, but good luck. If you are checking a bag, you can take your pole like this and just put it in your check luggage. But poles really help. My other suggestion is to protect your feet. Bring enough stuff to protect your feet. For example, the moisture wicking socks. Make sure you've tested your shoes or boots beforehand. Bring Compeeds, which is basically like a blister bandage. You might go through a bunch of them, and they are kind of expensive, but totally worth it. Another thing is to get some Cicoplast B5 cream. I don't know if everyone has access to this, but all of the apothecas in Europe have it. And it's some kind of like barrier cream. It's basically like diaper rash cream, but a little bit more fancy. Every night, if you do that to your toes, like you basically prevent the blisters from happening. So it's like a little foot spa. A foot spa is worth it. We're going anytime not in the winter or like shoulder season. You need to plan your time of day for hiking, and you need to be like a super early riser. It gets so hot on the coast or so windy. I mean, if you're in the summer. If you're in the winter, it's so nice in the middle of the day. I should have led with this tip because it's the most important tip. Train ahead of time. Don't just assume you're so awesome you can do everything no matter what. And I get it. It's hard to train for sand. What can you do? Go to the gym and get on some balance equipment, like a Bosu ball or like a Dynadisc or something like that, where you actually are training like on standing on one leg, maybe doing a squat or doing like a lunge onto something that's a little bit unstable. Maybe you could even go to a kids park where they have like a sand play area and just do some squats and lunges in that area. Just prep your body just a little bit and definitely test your equipment. Watch this next video of the best coastal hikes in Europe. Bye-bye.